Meet Sao, the pro-gooner who graduated from Goonverd University. One day, he was gooning to a leaked footage of his favorite actress. He was going all out to this clip, beating the shit out of the meat. As he reached the edge, his eyes rolled up and he exploded as white blood splashed all over his laptop. The second he opened his eyes, he was already in front of the goddess. The goddess explains that the cause of his death was too much gooning. Not gonna lie though, the goddess herself is packing divine-level assets. Even she was shocked that this guy managed to die that way. Bro just sighed, saying he would have preferred dying on a futon, then added that suffocating under a girl's ass would have been an even better way to go. Classic pro-gooner behavior. The goddess wonders if the virgin wishes for that kind of thing. That's right, bro is a virgin who doesn't know the joy of doing that. So bro asks the goddess if she could help him to graduate from his virginity. She laughed, saying there's no way someone like him could ever satisfy her. Try again in a few hundred years, she teased. Now bro's crying, realizing he will vanish without ever getting to feel the pleasure. Feeling pity, the goddess decided to reincarnate him into another world. I hope you will be able to enjoy your arrow life in another world, she said with a soft smile. And that's how this story begins, a reincarnation quest to finally score. Before sending him off, the goddess decides to bless him with some ability. Bro thanks her for all of that, but his eyes are still locked on her honkers. And here comes the special parting gift from the goddess. She gives a kiss on the head of the little beast, and bro is screaming like he saw a ghost. And bam, bro instantly spawn in the middle of a forest. It's pitch black, raining, and he can't even speak nor move. All he can do is cry. This means one thing, bro have reincarnated as an abandoned baby. However, bro is lucky because a kind woman found him lying there. She picks him up and discovers a small letter beside him. Please raise Sao with care. She hugs him tight and promises to protect him. She takes him home and gives a nice warm bath and even feeds him. His eyes are still blurry, but days pass peacefully. One day, his vision finally snaps into high definition, and the first thing he sees makes his little heart nearly stop, and his eyes widen as he realizes his new mother is, to put it bluntly, an absolute goddess with two big eyes. He's internally high-fiving himself over the genetic lottery win until she prepares for the inevitable. Feeding time. From a baby's perspective, the equipment is intimidatingly massive. Realizing he has a stomach that feels like a black hole, he internally shouts, "Itadakimasu," and goes to work like he hasn't seen a meal in a decade. He's so aggressive about it that his mom actually winces, muttering that he needs to chill because he's being way too rough for a newborn. Later, an old man praises her for raising two kids all on her own. But this isn't a big deal to her, and not to mention they are super cute. Bro is happy that he spawned in a peaceful village. But suddenly a wild, huge, boar-like monster appears out of nowhere. Bro's happy face instantly disappears as he realizes this world is not so friendly. Anyway, the villagers easily defeated the monster, and Bro is like, I have arrived at a crazy place. So, the village is located in the middle of a forest. Surrounding them are dangerous monsters. However, the villagers aren't weak. Lately at night, Bro can hear the newlyweds' neighbor watching Netflix together. One day, Bro spotted outdoor cheating in the rice field, and the girl was saying, "You are better than husband." Damn, not only that, another day he heard a woman saying, "I'll make you a real adult tonight." So a MILF taking away a young men's V-card. This should have been me. Anyway, young or old, men or women, they all are open-minded. Bro is loving this environment, and he can't wait to become an adult. 7 years later, Bro hugs his mom from behind, surprising her, while telling her how beautiful she is. Bro is pressing his face into those cakes. Well, Bro loves being sandwiched as this brings happiness. Also, he loves being a kid because he gets pampered by Mama. Anyway, Mama reminds him that today is a big day for him because today is the day of job calling ritual, which means he is a step towards being an adult. So in this world, everyone has an ability that God bestows upon them. Each job has its own role to play. Well, Bro doesn't care what job he gets, but as long as he can have fun time with the girls, then he is absolutely fine. Reaching the church, all the men greet him, wishing him luck. One of the guys reminds him that no matter what job he gets, he has to polish it. Also, depending on the job, like night, schoolers, or even magic, he might get hired by novels. Bro gets excited, realizing that magic exists in this world. Anyway, Mama would be sad if her son had to go somewhere far away, but internally, Bro doesn't want any super job. He just wants to stay by his mama's side. It's time to begin the ritual. Mama kisses his forehead and reminds him that no matter what job he gets, it's still a special gift from God. Bro's heart is pounding. He remembers when the goddess said she'd give him a special parting gift and can't wait to see what it is. And then, his job is revealed as Rod Master. Bro's jaw instantly hits the floor, asking what? The priest widens his eyes as he repeats, Rod Master. Bro freezes. That name sounds way too sus. He instantly realizes it's probably a S-related job. Now he's sweating like crazy, panicking about how to explain this to everyone. For a split second, he remembers the trauma of his parents finding his hidden stash of fun books. Luckily, no one here has a clue what Rodmaster means, so Bro breathes a sigh of relief and tries to act normal. Everyone congratulates him warmly. One villager says there's no reason to be sad. After all, it's a gift from God. Mama tells him she doesn't care what job he gets, as long as he lives a happy life. Even the head priest congratulates him, saying he might one day become a pillar of the village. Bro is touched. But even in this wholesome moment, his brain is stuck on one thought, losing his virginity. Now with the Rodmaster job and his previous life knowledge, Bro feels unstoppable. He's confident he'll finally lose his V-card, and maybe even try out everything he's ever seen online. Now Bro is super excited. Both his dreams and Rod are becoming big, and he can't wait for those fun games. Coming back to reality, Bro feels ashamed as he was having unholy thoughts in front of all of these people. When he gets home, his older brother Kalipa instantly starts mocking him. Yo, Trash, what job did you get? Rodmaster, Sao replies. Kalipa bursts out laughing, bragging about his own night job being way cooler. Mama scolds him, saying a true knight shouldn't mock others, so Kalipa is his stepbrother in this world who inherited Mother's beauty. Anyway, Kalipa points out how he always clings to Mama. Well, Bro have the mind of an adult. Kalipa also mentions how he always sucks on Mama's milk every single night. Bro freezes that Kalipa found that out even though he tried to do that secretly. Anyway, Kalipa demands a sword, but Mama rejects. Kalipa points out that other kids already got their equipment and he doesn't, but Mama says it's too early for him, so he leaves the house angrily. Sighing, Mama sits down, clearly worried. Sao insists on giving a shoulder massage, but the reason behind it is something more. As he massages her, she admits she understands Kalipa's passion for knighthood, but giving a kid a real sword is dangerous. Those with jobs can manifest incredible strength, especially when using the right gear. A knight with a sword could even cut through stone. She feels guilty for being harsh, but still hopes Kalipa is fine. On the other hand, he seems to be enjoying every moment of helping her relax. But he notices that her voice starts to tremble. Then suddenly, she lets out a loud cry as the magical orbs burst through the top barrier. Bro freezes since this has never happened before. Bro has been giving her shoulder massages every day to help her relax. But this is the first time he made her feel this good. Is this the skill of Rodmaster's God Hand? It seems so. Bro is amazed, realizing that he can achieve something like this without equipment. After that, she is swiping sweat from her body as she mentions he acts more mature than Kalipa, despite being 2 years younger. Then she wonders aloud what a Rodmaster actually does. Since no one knows the details, she advises him to follow his intuition, even if it takes time to discover. Bro is lost in his own thoughts, thinking the equipment for a Rodmaster must be something weird. Maybe mysterious tools for body training or special gadgets for relaxation. Later that night, Mama hands him something, and it seems Bro unlocked something. The next day, while Sao is sleeping, Kalipa jumps over him saying, "We're going out, Trash. I appoint you my retainer." Sao asks her to invite her friends, which he already did, but they ran away because they were cowards. Anyway, Kalipa notices that Sao was holding a pestle, and upon realizing this is the tool for his job, he laughs since this is the thing Mama uses for cooking, and not to mention he looks stupid with this. Anyway, when Sao asks where they're going, Kalipa proudly says it's his favorite spot. As they enter the forest, Sao warns him it's dangerous. Kalipa puffs his chest out. A true knight fears nothing. Bro decides to keep quiet, or he will have to listen to Kalipa's blabbering. Remembering the past, Kalipa wasn't like this at all. When they were little, Kalipa used to care for him, even promised to protect both him and Mama. Now Bro sighs, wondering what happened to that kind-hearted boy. Still, one thing is clear. If something bad happens to Kalipa, Mama will be heartbroken, and Bro can't let that happen. Kalipa is wandering through the forest, looking for rabbits to hunt, but he doesn't find a single trace of life. That is when Sao realizes that something is off. The forest feels dead quiet, not even a bug sound. So Sao says they should head back, but before they can move, a massive devil bear bursts out from the trees. Kalipa instantly panics, screaming as he runs. He trips and falls right on top of Sao. Bro's horrified. Kalipa's crying, trembling, saying he doesn't want to die. Even now, Sao finds him kinda cute when he's scared, until Kalipa snaps, "Don't look at me like that. I'm a boy." Meanwhile, the bear's closing in fast. Sao's mind races. Am I really gonna die again? And this time, under the ass of a cute boy? Absolutely not. Bro refuses this ending. Kalipa's dream of becoming a knight, protecting Mama and him, all of it will end here. And worst of all, Bro didn't even get to experience any arrow events yet. Sao screams inside his head. "Get up, damn it!" Then suddenly, something strange hits Kalipa's back. Bro can't figure out why this is happening at such a serious moment, and before he can react, the pastel he's holding suddenly transforms, extending and hardening into a steel-like rod. That is when Bro realizes this is one of the Rod Master's skills. That weapon is Black Myth Wukong type shit. The pastel directly hits into the bear eye, and the bear flees. Kalipa, who already wet his pants, is still shaking. Sao extends his hand while asking if he is okay. Kalipa sneezes, so Bro takes his pants off since it was wet. Then the big shock of his entire life, Kalipa doesn't have the mushroom. So it turns out Kalipa was actually a girl. Sao asks her if she was a girl all this time, but she refuses. Anyway, Sao instantly hands her the pants while mentioning that even though she is calling herself a boy, her body is of a girl. Bro can't believe he didn't notice this sooner. He remembers having baths together, but Bro's eyes were always locked in something certain. Anyway, Sao asks if she wants to live as a man, to which she nods and says the village boys told her that girls can't become knights, and that no one would recognize a female knight anyway. Now it makes sense. Sao explains that it was a lie. The boys were jealous of her talent and made it up to bring her down. Realizing this, Kalipa clenches her fists, anger flashing in her eyes. But then she lowers her head, tears forming. She always mocks him, but actually he is stronger than her. Tears run down her face as she says there's no way a female can become a knight. He knows she has a strong will. So Sao pats her head gently. A female knight isn't that rare, he says. Though in his head, he's thinking about those questionable female knight scenarios involving goblins. Anyway, Sao lets her know that he will be rooting for her. Also, he wants her to show a real female knight. Her cheeks turn red as she thanks him softly. Sao reveals that he also has a dream, which he can't tell, but it's a huge dream that won't lose to her. With this, they fist bumps each other as Kalipa says she won't lose to his dream either. So days pass with their intense training routine, and in the process, their bond grows deeper. Thus, a few years have passed. Sao and Kalipa are having a private duel in the middle of a forest, with Sao becoming the swordsman and Kalipa the magician. Bro is using his sword while she uses her tricky magic. Sao strikes hard with his sword, and the impact causes her magic orbs to come out bouncing from the bag. She reveals that she did not see that coming. So it turns out Kalipa found out about Sao's dream, which is to have fun left and right. Anyway, she doesn't mind helping in his dream, as she loves spending time with him. Their magic and swordplay becomes more intense, and Sao cannot help but notice how beautiful and thicker she's gotten over the years. Now the second round starts, and Kalipa makes the first move. She chants a special magic. With this, a wave of power hits Sao right in the core, making him unable to move. Sao is surprised by her skill and says with confidence that now she will become a fine knight, but she thinks it's all thanks to him that she was able to chase her dream. In excitement, she tightens her grip and with sparkly eyes, she declares, "I will become a female knight who will protect my loved ones," while Bro screams for the unfixable magic wand as if it was going to break. As an apology, Kalipa decides to take extra care. It's already been a few years, and she became one fine lady that Bro willingly offered his V. She still has her rough side, but that's what makes her charming. Enjoying their training session in the forest has already become a daily routine. Anyway, after a couple of rounds, their training finally ended. She enjoyed it for too long, so now Sao worries they won't have time to hunt, the whole reason they came here. Kalippa pouts while saying she doesn't mind if others knew about their relationship, but Sao says they shouldn't even though they are not blood related. Anyway, they move on to hunt, and as for Sao's skill, the pastel only extends whenever Bro is aroused. Also, after doing some intense lovey-dovey training, the pastel could extend a few meters. This sure is a weird job, Kalippa thinks. Also, when they fought the bear, Bro's pastel was rock hard. Does that mean Bro was turned on by the boy version of Kalippa? Embarrassed, Sao quickly changes the subject and rushes ahead to hunt rabbits. Sao takes down a deer, while she complains about how he always has the upper hand be at their 1v1 match or hunting. Basically, Sao's pastel was super long, so before she could get close to the bear, Sao had already taken it down. Anyway, Sao pets her while saying he will let her take the prey tomorrow, also adding that she has her good points too, such as her strong will not to lose. As they are heading back, Kalippa reveals that she has thought of a way to defeat him in hunting. Basically, she needs to be quicker on her feet, and she has been training her legs and thighs every day. Now she wants to test it out. So she steps back a few meters, and in a flash, kisses him. It happens so quickly that he doesn't even have time to blink, let alone react. But Bro's built-in security system, located in his pants, manages to respond instantly. Sao wants to shut his naughty little sister's mouth, but since they're close to the village, someone might see them. And Mama would definitely find out. Kalippa doesn't care though. All she wants is to stay close to him. Hugging her from behind, he tells her they should come to the forest every day for fun training. Kalippa, however, feels like both her chest and bottom keep growing because of this training. Anyway, they head back to the village, unaware that someone hiding in the bushes saw everything. On their way home, they meet a neighbor who expresses surprise that the troublesome girl has grown into such a fine lady. Later, a boy who used to play with Kalippa as a child invites her to dinner. Meanwhile, Bro realizes he has been waiting for Kalippa all along. She apologizes, saying she'll have dinner with her family instead. The boy can only sigh and join the long line of men who have been rejected by Kalippa, but right now the men of the village adore her. She leans close to her brother and whispers, "I feel bad for the others, but our bond is way tighter than just family." Reaching home, Mama hugs both of them, and Bro has to turn the other way around since Mama's destructive power is still stronger. Bro is super happy to live with a beautiful mother and sister. While they are having dinner, Mama reveals that she was actually worried for them when she heard they wanted to go to the forest, but it turns out they did pretty well. Kalippa assures her while Bro knows he can't let Mama know the other reason why they went to the forest. Acknowledging their potential, Mama, with a serious face, asks if they can help her with her secret job. That is when Sao remembers that sometimes Mama leaves very early in the morning and returns late at night. Mama mentions that it would be tough, but Sao immediately agrees to help. Kalippa pouts, reminding him that he promised they would go hunting together in the forest every day. Still, knowing he's a mama's boy, she tags along anyway. Mama tells them they'll head out early tomorrow morning and should rest for now, but Bro can't wait to find out what her job actually is. The next day, they walk deep into the forest until they come across a huge group of intimidating people. Thanking them for their patience, Mama declares, "We'll be counting on you for today." All the men reply, "Yes." Then Mama finally reveals the secret she's been keeping from them. Her job is goblin slaying. Both Sao and Kalippa are stunned. They have never seen a single goblin in their entire life. Kalippa only remembers them from fairy tales, while Bro recalls them from some very not safe manga. Sao even wonders if goblins aren't just made-up monsters to scare kids away from the forest. Kalippa nervously asks if goblins are actually real. Right then, a group of goblins ambushes them, but Machado blocks the attack like it's nothing. With one swing of her huge axe, she instantly slaughters the goblin. Both of them freeze in disbelief, witnessing their mother's true power for the first time. Turns out, their mother Machado is actually the strongest one here. She's mowing down goblins like it's child's play. Their mission is to wipe out every single goblin. The new sight of her surprised both of them. though she had hoped to keep this side hidden from the kids. Recently, goblin footprints have been spotted near the village, a serious threat. That's why the emergency gathering was called Goblins Are Cunning, attacking in large packs. She suspects there were even goblins spying on them yesterday. Mama thought this would be a good chance for real combat experience. That's why she brought them along. Kalipa is annoyed she didn't mention this fun battle earlier. Mama reminds Sao not to push himself too hard, but Bro is determined to impress her. With his rock-hard pastel, he starts killing goblins one after another. However, he struggles to keep it long since nothing around is stimulating his monkey neuron. Some goblins sneak from behind, but Mama wipes them out in one strike. Meanwhile, Kalipa is handling the goblin-slaying mission with ease. Mama is surprised seeing Sao's Rodmaster's skill in action. Kalipa steps in, teasing that there are actually even crazier skills besides pastel extinction, but Bro instantly shuts her mouth before she leaks the secret. Mama feels slightly left out. Bro must keep his arrow skill hidden. He doesn't want to disappoint his lifesaver and first love. Mama warns Kalipa to be careful of what she blurts out. Anyway, all the grotesque scenes make Bro's pastel weapon shrink to the size of a walnut. Kalipa whispers she'll do something fun after the goblin mission, which extends it slightly, but when Mama casually touches it, it becomes tremendously huge. Kalipa snaps and runs off, furious, screaming that she will fight on her own. Suddenly, a horde of goblins jumps in. Mama orders Sao to go after Kalipa while she handles the mob. Sao knows she's mad, but he loves them both equally. He finds Kalipa on the ground, an arrow in her leg. She yanks it out, screaming that the only thing allowed inside her body is Sao's magic love gun. She's poisoned, vision fading, strength draining. Sao panics, but knows exactly what to do. In an instant, he uses his special ability. Kalipa is shocked that he's this desperate to get lovey-dovey now, but he reminds her of his special ability. Sao can heal anyone by using his not-so-safe healing skill. Her strength slowly begins to return. While still mid-healing, goblins rush in. Carrying and healing her at the same time, Sao starts fighting. A goblin goes for his blind spot, but Kalipa kills it, telling him he can leave his back to her, though every movement gives her a weird tingling sensation. They fight together, and Bro can finally maintain full neuron activation plus his weapon. Reaching the peak point, they finish off the remaining goblins. They celebrate their victory and are both breathless. Sao laughs, saying their fighting style was insane. Kalipa asks if they should fight like this from now on. Sao laughs harder, saying they can never do that in front of others. And right then, Mama appears, while they are still stuck together. She screams, "What the hell are you two doing?" Kalipa and Sao freeze, sweating like crazy, fully realizing they are caught in 8K.